Hollywood has always been a place of glitz, glamour, and meteoric rises to fame. However, not every star stays in the spotlight forever. Some actors who once graced red carpets and dominated box offices have quietly faded into the background, leaving fans to wonder, whatever happened to them? Let's take a trip down memory lane and revisit 30 Hollywood stars whose once blazing careers have since dimmed, though their impact on the industry lingers. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive news. Brendan Fraser, from blockbuster king to quiet comeback. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Brendan Fraser was a household name. With his rugged charm, chiseled physique, and undeniable charisma, he became the quintessential action comedy hero. His roles in films like George of the Jungle, 1997, and The Mummy Trilogy, 1999-2008, showcased his ability to balance humor and physicality, making him a fan favorite. Fraser was equally adept at more serious roles, earning critical praise for his performance in Gods and Monsters, 1998. However, Fraser's star began to wane in the mid-2000s. A series of underwhelming projects including Furry Vengeance, 2010, coupled with personal and professional struggles, pushed him out of Hollywood's inner circle. Fraser later revealed that his retreat from the spotlight was partially due to physical injuries sustained during his action-heavy roles, which required multiple surgeries. He also spoke openly about personal trauma, including an alleged assault by a powerful industry executive. Though many may have forgotten Fraser during his quieter years, his recent resurgence has been met with enthusiasm. His powerful performance in Darren Aronofsky's The Whale 2022 earned him critical acclaim and even whispers of Oscar contention. Brendan Fraser's story is a reminder that even the brightest stars can dim, but they never lose their ability to shine again. Thora Birch, the indie darling who disappeared. Thora Birch was a rising star in the late 1990s and early 2000s, thanks to her standout performances in critically acclaimed films like American Beauty, 1999, and Ghost World, 2001. With her expressive eyes and nuanced acting, Birch quickly became a darling of indie cinema, earning a Golden Globe nomination for her role as the disillusioned Enid in Ghost World. She was widely praised for her ability to convey depth and complexity even in understated roles. Despite her early success, Birch's career took an unexpected downturn. Reports surfaced that her father, who also served as her manager, was difficult to work with, often clashing with directors and producers. This professional friction, coupled with Birch's own desire to step back from the limelight, led to a noticeable decline in her mainstream appearances. She took on smaller, less visible projects, seemingly content to avoid Hollywood's relentless scrutiny. Though her presence in major films has been sparse in recent years, Birch has quietly resurfaced in television, appearing in The Walking Dead and other shows. While her Hollywood trajectory may have shifted, fans who remember her captivating performances still hope for her triumphant return to the big screen. Josh Hartnett, the heartthrob who walked away. In the early 2000s, Josh Hartnett was everywhere. With his brooding good looks and undeniable screen presence, he starred in a string of hits including Pearl Harbor 2001, Black Hawk Down 2001, and 40 Days and 40 Nights 2002. Hartnett's rise to fame seemed inevitable, and he was frequently compared to Hollywood legends like James Dean and Marlon Brando. Despite his burgeoning stardom, Hartnett made the surprising decision to step away from Hollywood at the height of his career. In interviews, he explained that the relentless pressure of fame and the superficiality of the industry left him disillusioned. He rejected several high-profile roles, including the chance to play Superman and Batman, preferring to focus on smaller, more personal projects. Hartnett's decision to retreat from the limelight may have led some to forget him, but his talent has not faded. He has since appeared in indie films and critically acclaimed television series like Penny Dreadful. Though his name no longer dominates headlines, Hartnett remains a fascinating figure, a star who chose artistic fulfillment over the trappings of fame. Mischa Barton, from the OC to obscurity. Mischa Barton's portrayal of Marissa Cooper on the hit teen drama The OC 2003-2007 made her an overnight sensation. With her ethereal beauty and natural charisma, Barton captured the hearts of millions, becoming one of the most recognizable faces of the early 2000s. Her success on The OC led to film roles in projects like The Sixth Sense, 1999, and Notting Hill, 1999, solidifying her status as a rising star. However, Barton's career was marred by personal struggles and public controversies. After leaving the OC, she faced a series of setbacks, including legal troubles, health issues, and a highly publicized breakdown. Her attempts to transition from television to film were met with mixed success, and she struggled to shake off the shadow of her iconic role as Marissa. Though she largely disappeared from mainstream Hollywood, Barton has recently begun to re-emerge, taking on roles in independent films and even dabbling in reality TV with The Hills' New Beginnings. While her journey has been far from smooth, Barton's enduring presence in the public consciousness proves that she remains a star, even if her trajectory has taken an unexpected turn. Rick Moranis, the comedy icon who chose family over fame. Rick Moranis was a staple of 1980s and early 1990s comedy, starring in beloved films like Ghostbusters, 1984, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, 1989, and Spaceballs, 1987. His quirky humor, impeccable timing, and affable on-screen persona made him a favorite among audiences and critics alike. Moranis was at the peak of his career when he made the shocking decision to step away from Hollywood in the mid-1990s. The reason for Moranis' retreat was both admirable and heart-wrenching. He chose to leave the industry to focus on raising his children after the tragic death of his wife. Unlike many stars who fade due to scandal or declining popularity, Moranis' absence was entirely voluntary. He largely stayed out of the public eye, making only occasional appearances in voice roles and smaller projects. For years, fans hoped for Moranis' return, and their wishes were finally granted when he appeared in a 2020 commercial alongside Ryan Reynolds. Though his hiatus spanned decades, Moranis' influence on comedy remains undeniable, and his decision to prioritize family over fame has only deepened the respect and admiration of his fans. Meg Ryan, the queen of rom-coms who vanished in the 1990s. Meg Ryan was the undisputed queen of romantic comedies. Her roles in films like When Harry Met Sally, 1989, Sleepless in Seattle, 1993, and You've Got Mail, 1998, cemented her as America's sweetheart. Ryan's endearing charm, coupled with her impeccable comedic timing, made her one of the most bankable stars of her era. Her on-screen chemistry with leading men like Tom Hanks and Billy Crystal created some of the most iconic romantic moments in cinematic history. However, as the 2000s unfolded, Ryan's career took an unexpected downturn. A series of box office disappointments, including In the Cut, 2003, combined with shifting industry trends, saw her star power wane. The scrutiny surrounding her personal life, including her highly publicized divorce from Dennis Quaid and rumored relationships, further overshadowed her professional accomplishments. Though Ryan has stepped back from acting in recent years, focusing instead on directing, her legacy as a rom-com icon endures. Her films continue to be celebrated by fans and critics alike, serving as a testament to her enduring appeal. While she may no longer dominate the silver screen, Meg Ryan's influence on the romantic comedy genre remains unparalleled. Freddie Prinze Jr., the teen heartthrob who stepped back. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Freddie Prinze Jr. was one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. He starred in a slew of teen-focused films, including I Know What You Did Last Summer, 1997, She's All That, 1999, and Summer Catch, 2001, solidifying his status as a heartthrob. Prince's boyish charm and easygoing demeanor made him a favorite among young audiences, and he seemed poised for a long and successful career. However, as the teen movie craze waned, so did Prince's prominence in Hollywood. While he continued to work, taking on roles in films like Scooby-Doo, 2002, and its sequel, he eventually decided to step away from acting to focus on other pursuits. Prinze transitioned into a career behind the scenes, working as a producer and writer for World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, and lending his voice to animated projects, such as Star Wars Rebels. Though he no longer commands the spotlight, Prinze remains a beloved figure for fans of 1990s and early 2000s teen films. His decision to prioritize family and personal fulfillment over fame reflects his grounded nature, and his legacy as a teen icon endures. Neve Campbell, the scream queen who quietly faded. Neve Campbell became synonymous with the horror genre thanks to her iconic role as Sidney Prescott in the Scream franchise. Starting with Scream, 1996, Campbell's portrayal of the resilient and resourceful Sydney won her critical acclaim and a devoted fan base. At the same time, she starred in the hit TV series Party of Five and films like The Craft, 1996, showcasing her versatility as an actress. Despite her early success, Campbell gradually stepped away from Hollywood. After the release of Scream 3, 2000, she chose to focus on smaller, independent films and theater work, explaining that she wanted to explore more meaningful and varied roles. While she occasionally returned to mainstream projects, such as the fourth and fifth Scream installments, she never fully reclaimed her former level of fame. Campbell's decision to prioritize artistic integrity over stardom has earned her the respect of her peers and fans alike. Though her time as a leading lady in Hollywood blockbusters may have passed, her contributions to the horror genre and her memorable performances ensure her lasting impact. Taylor Kitsch, the rising star who lost momentum. Taylor Kitsch burst onto the scene with his breakout role as Tim Riggins on the critically acclaimed TV series Friday Night Lights, 2006-2011. His portrayal of the troubled yet charming high school football player won him widespread acclaim and made him a star to watch. Hollywood quickly took notice, casting him in big-budget films like John Carter, 2012, Battleship, 2012, and Savages, 2012. Unfortunately, Kitsch's transition from TV to film didn't go as planned. Despite his talent, several of his major projects were box office flops, leading to a decline in his career's momentum. Critics were particularly harsh on John Carter, which, despite its ambitious scope, failed to resonate with audiences. Kitsch has since retreated from the blockbuster scene, focusing instead on smaller, character-driven projects such as True Detective Season 2 and Waco, 2018. While he may no longer be the next big thing in Hollywood, his dedicated fan base continues to appreciate his nuanced performances and hope for a career resurgence. Rachel Lee Cook, the girl next door who slipped away. Rachel Lee Cook was a staple of late 1990s teen cinema, thanks to her starring roles in films like She's All That, 1999, and Josie and the Pussycats, 2001. With her girl-next-door charm and undeniable talent, Cook became a favorite among young audiences. Her performance in She's All That as the shy, artsy Lainey Boggs who transforms into a prom queen remains a defining moment in teen movie history. Despite her early success, Cook's career never quite reached the same heights after the early 2000s. She appeared in smaller films and TV projects but largely stayed out of the spotlight. Cook later revealed that she felt typecast and struggled to find roles that allowed her to break free from her teen movie persona. Recently, Cook has made a quiet comeback, appearing in Hallmark movies and Netflix rom-coms like Love Guaranteed, 2020. While she may no longer be the Hollywood powerhouse she once was, Cook remains a nostalgic favorite for fans of 1990s and early 2000s cinema. Haley Joel Osment, the child star who grew up out of sight. Haley Joel Osment's chilling performance in The Sixth Sense, 1999, catapulted him to superstardom at just 11 years old. His iconic line, "I see dead people," became a cultural touchstone, and Osment quickly became one of the most sought-after child actors in Hollywood. He followed up with memorable roles in films like AI Artificial Intelligence, 2001, and Pay It Forward, 2000, proving his talent extended far beyond a single performance. As Osment grew older, however, he struggled to transition from child star to adult actor. His appearances in major films dwindled, and he largely disappeared from the public eye. Osment took time off to attend college and later re-emerged in smaller roles, including appearances in TV shows like The Boys in Silicon Valley. While he may not have achieved the same level of fame as an adult, Osment's early work continues to be celebrated. Fans who remember his haunting performances as a child remain hopeful for more opportunities to see him shine on screen. Elizabeth Berkley, from Saved by the Bell to Hollywood exile. Elizabeth Berkley rose to fame in the early 1990s as Jessie Spano on the beloved teen sitcom Saved by the Bell. Her portrayal of the ambitious, socially conscious, and occasionally overdramatic Jessie endeared her to audiences and made her a key part of the show's success. After Saved by the Bell, Berkley sought to shed her teen star image by taking on a bold and controversial role in Paul Verhoeven's Showgirls, 1995. Unfortunately, Showgirls was a critical and commercial disaster upon its release, and Berkley bore the brunt of the backlash. The film's failure severely impacted her career, leading to years of struggle as she tried to rebuild her reputation in Hollywood. Despite her talent, Berkeley was largely relegated to small TV roles and low-budget films. In recent years, Berkeley has embraced her past, reprising her role as Jessie Spano in the Saved by the Bell reboot. Though her career trajectory took a detour, her resilience and willingness to own her journey have endeared her to fans. Berkeley's story is a testament to the ups and downs of Hollywood and the power of perseverance. Jessica Alba, the star who chose business over Hollywood. Jessica Alba was everywhere in the early 2000s. Jessica Alba, the star who chose business over Hollywood. Jessica Alba was everywhere in the early 2000s. After her breakout role in Dark Angel, 2000-2002, Alba became a major Hollywood star, appearing in blockbuster films like Honey, 2003, Fantastic Four, 2005, and Sin City, 2005. With her striking looks and undeniable charisma, she quickly established herself as a versatile actress capable of handling action, comedy, and drama. However, Alba's career in Hollywood began to taper off after the mid-2010s. Rather than fading into obscurity, she made a calculated pivot to entrepreneurship. In 2012, she founded The Honest Company, a lifestyle brand focusing on eco-friendly and non-toxic household products. Her decision to step back from acting to focus on her company proved immensely successful, turning her into a self-made business mogul. Although Alba still takes on occasional acting roles, such as her stint in the TV series L.S Finest, 2019-2020, her primary focus remains on her business ventures. Fans who grew up watching her on screen might miss seeing her in big Hollywood productions, but her legacy as an actress and entrepreneur is firmly cemented. Matthew Lillard, the comedic sidekick who faded from view. Matthew Lillard was a quintessential 1990s star, best known for his goofy yet endearing performances in films like Scream, 1996, and Scooby-Doo, 2002. With his lanky frame, high-energy antics, and comedic timing, Lillard often stole scenes, especially in teen comedies and horror films. His portrayal of Shaggy in Scooby-Doo was particularly beloved, making him synonymous with the character for a generation of fans. Despite his success, Lillard's career never quite reached the heights of his contemporaries. After a string of less memorable roles in the late 2000s, he transitioned to voice acting. Reprising his role as Shaggy in various animated Scooby-Doo projects, he also shifted to behind-the-scenes work directing and producing smaller films. Lillard has continued to act sporadically in indie projects and TV series such as Good Girls, 2018-2021. While he may no longer be a Hollywood headliner, his fans still hold his early performances close to their hearts, and his career as a voice actor keeps his legacy alive. Amanda Bynes, the teen comedy star who vanished. Amanda Bynes was one of the brightest young stars of the late 1990s and early 2000s. Starting her career on Nickelodeon with All That and The Amanda Show, she became a comedic force, adored by audiences for her impeccable timing and natural charm. Her transition to film was seamless, with hits like What a Girl Wants, 2003, She's the Man, 2006, and Hairspray, 2007, showcasing her versatility. However, Bynes' career came to a sudden halt in the early 2010s due to personal and legal struggles, as well as publicized mental health issues. She took a step back from the entertainment industry, enrolling in fashion school and focusing on her well-being. Though her time in Hollywood was relatively brief, Bynes left an indelible mark on teen and family comedy. Fans still remember her fondly and often express hope for her return to acting. But for now, Bynes appears to be enjoying life out of the public eye. Taylor Lautner, the werewolf who vanished after Twilight. Taylor Lautner's meteoric rise to fame was thanks to his role as Jacob Black in the Twilight Saga, 2008-2012. With his sculpted physique and smoldering looks, Lautner became a heartthrob overnight, sparking Team Jacob fever among the franchise's massive fanbase. Following the success of Twilight, Lautner seemed poised to become the next big action star, landing roles in films like Abduction, 2011, and The Ridiculous Six, 2015. Unfortunately, Lautner's post-Twilight career never quite took off as expected. His later projects received lukewarm reviews, and the hype surrounding him began to fade. Unlike his Twilight co-stars Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart, who transitioned to critically acclaimed indie films, Lautner struggled to break free from his association with the werewolf role. These days, Lautner takes on smaller roles and occasionally appears on television, including a stint on the comedy series Cuckoo. While his star may have dimmed, his time as one of the most recognizable faces of the 2010s ensures he won't be forgotten. Piper Perabo, Hollywood's it girl who slipped away. Piper Perabo gained widespread attention for her role in Coyote Ugly, 2000, a film that became a cultural phenomenon. Her portrayal of Violet Sanford, a young woman chasing her dream of becoming a songwriter, resonated with audiences, and Perabo quickly became one of Hollywood's most promising newcomers. She followed this with roles in films like Cheaper by the Dozen, 2003, and The Prestige, 2006, proving her range as an actress. Despite her early success, Parabo's career trajectory slowed down. She continued to work steadily in both film and television, including a starring role in the TV series Covert Affairs, 2010-2014. But she never quite recaptured the level of fame she experienced during her Coyote Ugly days. Perabo remains active in Hollywood, often taking on supporting roles and appearing in indie projects. While she may no longer be a leading lady, fans still remember her breakout performances and continue to cheer her on in her understated career. Eddie Murphy, the comedy legend who stepped back. Eddie Murphy was a comedic powerhouse in the 1980s and 1990s, starring in iconic films like Beverly Hills Cop, 1984, Coming to America, 1988, and The Nutty Professor, 1996. His larger-than-life personality and razor-sharp humor made him one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, dominating both the box office and the stand-up comedy scene. Murphy was a true trailblazer, breaking barriers for black actors and comedians in an industry that often sidelined them. However, after a string of critical and commercial misfires in the 2000s, including Norbit, 2007, and Meet Dave, 2008, Murphy began to step away from the spotlight. While he continued to work sporadically, lending his voice to the beloved character Donkey in the Shrek franchise, his presence in live-action films became increasingly rare. In recent years, Murphy has staged a quiet comeback, earning praise for his role in Dolomite Is My Name, 2019, and reprising his role in Coming to America, 2021. Though he may no longer be as ubiquitous as he once was, Murphy's legacy as one of Hollywood's greatest comedians is firmly intact, and fans eagerly await his next big project. Linda Hamilton, the action heroine who quietly retreated. Linda Hamilton made an indelible mark on Hollywood with her portrayal of Sarah Connor in The Terminator, 1984, and its groundbreaking sequel Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. Her transformation from a vulnerable waitress to a hardened warrior was nothing short of iconic, and Hamilton's performance became a benchmark for strong female characters in action films. Despite her success, Hamilton largely stepped back from the spotlight after the Terminator franchise, choosing to focus on her personal life and smaller acting roles. She took on a few notable projects, including television appearances and voice work, but her presence in major Hollywood productions waned. In 2019, Hamilton reprised her role as Sarah Connor in Terminator Dark Fate, reminding audiences why she remains a beloved action star. While her career never maintained the explosive trajectory of her Terminator days, Hamilton's legacy as one of Hollywood's toughest heroines is secure. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the 90s teen idol who walked away. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, or JTT as fans affectionately called him, was one of the biggest teen heartthrobs of the 1990s. Best known for his role as Randy Taylor on the hit sitcom Home Improvement, 1991-1999, Thomas also lent his voice to the young Simba in Disney's The Lion King, 1994. His boyish charm and sharp wit made him a favorite among young audiences, and he frequently appeared on the covers of teen magazines. At the height of his fame, Thomas made the surprising decision to leave Home Improvement and step away from acting to focus on his education. He attended prestigious universities, including Harvard and Columbia, and stayed out of the limelight for much of the 2000s. Bridget Fonda, the star who chose a life of privacy. Bridget Fonda was a standout actress of the 1990s, delivering memorable performances in films like Singles, 1992, Point of No Return, 1993, and Jackie Brown, 1997. As part of the famous Fonda acting dynasty, she brought a unique blend of sophistication and relatability to her roles, earning widespread acclaim and a devoted fan base. However, Fonda's career took a surprising turn in the early 2000s when she decided to step away from acting entirely. After marrying film composer Danny Elfman in 2003, she opted to focus on her family and live a more private life, leaving fans wondering what could have been. Christopher Lambert, the Highlander star who faded into cult status. Christopher Lambert achieved international fame with his role as Connor MacLeod in Highlander 1986, a fantasy action film that became a cult classic. His enigmatic performance, combined with his striking appearance, made him an unforgettable presence on screen. Lambert followed up with roles in films like Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan 1984, and Mortal Kombat 1995, further cementing his status as a unique Hollywood star. Despite his early success, Lambert's career never quite reached mainstream heights after Highlander. He continued to work steadily, primarily in smaller independent films and European productions, but he largely disappeared from Hollywood's A-list. Jennifer Grey, the Dirty Dancing star who stepped back. Jennifer Grey became a household name after her star-making turn as Frances Baby Houseman in Dirty Dancing, 1987. Her chemistry with Patrick Swayze in the film's unforgettable dance scenes made her an instant icon. Grey also appeared in other notable films of the 1980s, including Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986, where she played Jeannie Bueller, further showcasing her comedic chops. However, Grey's career took a downturn after she underwent a highly publicized rhinoplasty in the early 1990s, which drastically altered her appearance. She later admitted that the surgery left her feeling unrecognizable, both to herself and to casting directors. Despite her undeniable talent, she struggled to regain her former level of fame. Michael Biehn, the sci-fi hero who drifted from the spotlight. Michael Biehn was a key player in some of the most iconic sci-fi films of the 1980s and 1990s. He first gained fame as Kyle Reese, the time-traveling soldier in The Terminator, 1984, and solidified his place in sci-fi history with his role as Corporal Hicks in Aliens, 1986. Biehn's rugged charisma and ability to convey vulnerability in action-packed roles made him a favorite among fans of the genre. Despite his early success, Biehn's career gradually lost steam. He continued to work consistently in smaller films and television roles, but he never returned to the heights of his Terminator and Aliens fame. Biehn has cited his preference for more low-key projects and his desire to avoid the trappings of celebrity life as reasons for his diminished Hollywood presence. Eric Bana, the leading man who drifted away from blockbusters. Eric Bana was once poised to become one of Hollywood's biggest leading men. The Australian actor first gained international recognition for his intense performance in Chopper, 2000, a role that showcased his dramatic range. Hollywood quickly came calling, and Bana landed high-profile roles in films like Black Hawk Down, 2001, Hulk, 2003, and Troy, 2004, where he played the noble and tragic Hector. Despite these successes, Bana's Hollywood career didn't maintain its early momentum. While he delivered critically acclaimed performances in films like Munich, 2005, his reluctance to embrace the traditional trappings of Hollywood stardom may have played a role in his quieter profile. Bana returned to his Australian roots, focusing on smaller, more personal projects. Leelee Sobieski, the promising starlet who walked away. Leelee Sobieski was hailed as one of the most promising young actresses of the late 1990s and early 2000s. She gained attention for her breakout role in Deep Impact, 1998, and earned critical acclaim for her performances in Eyes Wide Shut, 1999, and Joan of Arc, 1999, for which she received Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. Sobieski's striking looks and mature performances set her apart from other actresses of her generation. However, Sobieski's career took an unexpected turn when she decided to leave Hollywood to focus on her personal life and raise her children. She later revealed that she no longer found fulfillment in acting and wanted to pursue other creative outlets, such as painting. Devon Sawa, the teen star who faded from the spotlight. In the 1990s, Devon Sawa was a teen idol, adored by young audiences for his roles in films like Casper, 1995, where he played the human form of the friendly ghost, and Now and Then, 1995, where he charmed viewers as the mischievous Scott Wormer. Sawa continued to find success in the early 2000s with films like Final Destination, 2000, and Idle Hands, 1999, cementing his status as a rising star. However, as he transitioned into adulthood, Salwa struggled to maintain the same level of fame. He took a break from acting in the mid-2000s, only to resurface years later in smaller roles and independent films. He has recently found a niche in horror and thriller projects, appearing in Hunter x Hunter 2020 and Chucky 2021. Fairuza Balk, the cult film queen who stepped back. Fairuza Balk became a cult icon in the 1990s with her unforgettable performance as Nancy Downs in The Craft, 1996. Her portrayal of the troubled and vengeful teen witch struck a chord with audiences, and Balk quickly became associated with offbeat, edgy roles. She also delivered memorable performances in American History X, 1998, and Almost Famous, 2000, showcasing her range as an actress. Despite her early success, Balk's career began to slow down in the 2000s. She continued to work in smaller films and voice acting, but her appearances in major Hollywood projects became increasingly rare. Balk has spoken openly about her disillusionment with the industry and her preference for pursuing more personal and artistic endeavors. Emilio Estevez, the 80s Brat Pack star who shifted gears. As a key member of the iconic Brat Pack, Emilio Estevez was one of the most recognizable faces of 1980s cinema. He starred in classics like The Breakfast Club, 1985, and St. Elmo's Fire, 1985, cementing his status as a teen idol. Estevez also found success in the 1990s with the Mighty Ducks franchise, where his portrayal of Coach Gordon Bombay endeared him to a new generation of fans. However, unlike his Brat Pack contemporaries, Estevez gradually transitioned from acting to directing and writing. He directed critically acclaimed films like Bobby, 2006, which focused on the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy, and he has largely focused on projects behind the camera ever since. Minnie Driver, the Oscar nominee. Who quietly drifted from Hollywood, Minnie Driver burst onto the Hollywood scene in the mid-1990s with her breakout role in Circle of Friends, 1995. She followed that with an Academy Award-nominated performance in Good Will Hunting, 1997, where her portrayal of Skylar earned her widespread acclaim. Driver became known for her charming and relatable performances, appearing in films like Grosse Pointe Blank, 1997, and The Phantom of the Opera, 2004. Despite her early success, Driver's career gradually shifted towards smaller roles in television work. While she remained a respected actress, she never quite recaptured the level of fame she experienced in the 1990s. In recent years, Driver has focused on TV projects, such as her lead role in the sitcom Speechless, 2016-2019. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on these forgotten Hollywood stars? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.